It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl today. Two great elementary schools vying for the chance to move on to our quarterfinals. Let's meet the teams right now. First, from Barnaby Manor, would you please say hello to Christian Swan, Datron Alston, and Montana McMichael. And from Melwood Elementary School, our team is Brianna Davis, John Trinidad, and Deja Hamilton. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green Things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body Systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's Get Physical, questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question in each category. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And at the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play our game again. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go to the red team. And Datron, would you try your buzzer? Thank you. Good luck to you and to Christian and to Montana. And John, would you try the green team's buzzer? It too looks and sounds good. Good luck to you and Deja and Brianna. Are we ready? Yes. Let's do this thing. Let's have a great game. Congratulations on being here representing your schools. We go alphabetically, B before M, so Barnaby Manor and Datron. Let's start the ball. Give me a category and a number.
Green things for 10.
Green things for?
10.
10 points. It's a visual question. Look at the monitor, please, in the studio. Teams, if there aren't enough bumblebees around, sometimes human beings like this man has to do this to a flower in order for it to develop into a zucchini or some other fruit. Barnaby Manor, what is that man doing artificially?
Pollinating it.
That is right. He is pollinating. He's taking a cotton swab and taking some of the pollen and putting it on the female reproductive organs. Nicely done. Go red.
Green things for 10. Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, according to the fairy tale, Beast has to find a beauty to love before the last of these falls from a rose. Barnaby Manor.
Petals.
Petal, that's right. Before the last petal falls, he must find love. And he does, doesn't he? Go red.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, I have an analogy for you. A teddy bear is to America what this eucalyptus muncher is to Australia. Barnaby Manor. Yes, sir.
I'll pass this to Christian.
Christian. We're going to have to go to Melwood. The teddy bear is to America what this eucalyptus muncher is to Australia.
Monkey.
No, a koala. A koala. You know those fluffy, cuddly bears over there, koalas, they only eat eucalyptus leaves. Try again, red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, who knew that plants are packing heat? Yeah, because the stigma and the style and the ovary are collectively known by this term that sounds like the plant's got a gun. Melwood.
Pistol.
Pistol, absolutely right. It's a homonym, P-I-S-T-I-L, not P-I-S-T-O-L. Green team on the board, 65 for Barnaby Manor. Go, John, your advantage. Pick one.
Body system for 10, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, while most of British explorer David Livingstone's body is buried in England, he left back in Africa, the continent that he loved, what emotional organ? What part of him is still buried in Africa, Barnaby Manor? Yes, sir?
His nervous system.
No, not his nervous system. What emotional organ did he leave back in Africa? The rest of his body was buried in England, John.
Heart.
His heart, yeah. He left his heart in Malawi. Okay, go. Green.
Maybe we have, let's get physical.
Let's physical four?
Five.
5 points. All right. Teams recently in Russia, they went to the bottom of a lake and pulled up a piece of this celestial body that went crashing through the sky and created a sonic boom back in February. They found a piece of the what, Barnaby Manor?
Meteor.
Meteor, absolutely right. That meteor came through and nobody even saw it coming. It caused lots of injuries, no death, but it caused windows to shatter, and luckily it was not a direct hit. All right, 70 to 75, red. Go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Science potpourri for 10 points. Teams, if you've ever heard of the author Stephanie Meyer, she wrote books in the Twilight series. One of the books' title was This Celestial Event That Occurs When One Heavenly Body is in Front of Another and Casts a Shadow. The title of that book is what, Datron?
Eclipse.
Eclipse, yeah. He's waving his hands. He doesn't trust that buzzer over there. I like your enthusiasm. All right, 80 to 75. You're back in the lead. Go red.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, there is a popular myth that aeronautical engineers have proven that bumblebees can't do this, even though we know they do. Barnaby Manor.
Sting you.
Not sting you, no. Barnaby Manor, aeronautical engineers, apparently, according to the myth, have proven that bumblebees can't do what, even though we know they do.
They can't collect nectar?
No. Aeronautics, what does that tell you? Flying. They've proven that bees can't fly, but we know they can, even though they look too heavy to get off the ground. They somehow do. Listen to the clues. All three of you have to listen and collaborate and come up with a joint answer. Go red. Yes, sir.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, it's kind of surprising, or maybe not, that the oldest rocks on Earth show that this gas didn't exist way back then. Not until microbes started performing photosynthesis did this gas appear. Come on, Barnaby Manor.
Natural gas.
Not natural gas, no. What gas didn't exist when the Earth was new, but only when the microbes started going through photosynthesis did this gas appear?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, absolutely right, yes. Now there's plenty of oxygen in rocks, and that's because of that process. All right, the first round was a quick one. Our score, almost a dead heat. Melwood, 85. Barnaby Manor, 80. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't you go away.
It takes more than perfect balance.
More than a great pair of legs.
More than a good sword.
It takes more than just talent.
More than the will to win.
It takes you.
It takes your donations to support the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic teams. And now you can donate on Facebook.
He's done it! The U.S. has done it!
Support the U.S. Olympic team on Facebook and donate to make Olympic dreams come true.
Hello, I'm Tom Selleck. In every generation, men and women have come forward to fight for freedom and defend our liberty. Over 58,000 of them are named on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Join me in supporting a new campaign to build an education center near the wall to tell their stories and teach about the values of those who have served in the past and who serve today. Learn how you can help. Thank you.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you spend part of your day with us. Here we are in our 28th season, and the students continue to get better and better and better. We have 6 outstanding young people here today. Let's meet the first 3 of them from Barnaby Manor. And Datron, tell us about Barnaby Manor. Where is it? Where is it located?
It's located in Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Yeah, because I know you can get off the Beltway, and it's not too far in from the Beltway down there. And who's your principal?
My principal is Viola Lynch.
That's right, and I know Dr. Lynch was here earlier, and we might bring her out later in the program if she's still here, so we'll get her. I know how proud she is of all of you. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Guy.
Miss Guy. She's great. This is her 3rd year with Science Bowl, and each year she sends us great young people just like yourself, and we appreciate all that she does. And Datron, did you have any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Ann. Ann Bird.
Ann Bird, and Ann will come out as well at the end, and we'll have a chance to see her and thank her. I see you've got your sash on. You're one of the safety patrols, is that right?
Yes.
You and Christian both. And where's your station?
Well, I work outside with the buses. I run and get them, write them down, and take the little kids out.
That's wonderful. And that's a good responsibility. You know, you're an intimate part of the school. I think that's a great activity. Tell me what it is about Barnaby Manor that makes it a special school. What do you brag about?
Well, what we usually brag about is, some of us brag about that we have lots of physical kids at our school. And one thing, Governor O'Malley came to our school recently, and Christian met him on live TV.
Wow. So if the governor comes to your school, you know you're doing something right, because he's the top guy in the state. I think that's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. Tell me, Datron, what you want to be when you get older?
I want to be a pediatrician or a real estate agent.
Real estate agent, yeah. So you and Christian have similar interests. You both want to get into real estate possibly, and you and Montana are similar because you both want to be pediatricians, right?
Yes.
And you have a younger sister at home?
Yes.
Yes. And Montana, do you have younger brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother.
A younger brother. So they're looking up to you. You're the big folks in the family. I can see you'd be good pediatricians. I can tell you've got a nice manner, both of you. Montana, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, I like to go outside and watch TV.
Yeah, just normal kid stuff. And Montana was here last year when she was a 4th grader on Science. Well, now you're a 5th grader. Maybe next year we can't get you back in 6th grade because Barnaby Manor only goes up to 5. Is that right?
Yes.
Hopefully when you get to middle school, wherever that is, you can come back because you're a good player. Christian, nice to have you here for the first time. Why'd you want to be on the show?
Because I really like science, and I like that it's like Jeopardy style.
It is. It's very much like Jeopardy. But you don't have to ask in the form of a question as they do on Jeopardy. You can just give us the answer. But it's good preparation. And tell me about yourself. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to ride my bike, and then when I go to the beach, I like to collect seashells.
Yeah. How many shells do you have?
I have about 18.
18, yeah. Do you have any special ones, some big cowries, you know, that you can listen to, you can hear the ocean in?
I have one. It's like a conch
Yeah.
shell. I can hear the ocean in.
That's right. And I think you're right. Your conch shells are exactly what I'm talking about, not calories, so thanks for correcting me. And in addition to real estate, are you interested in anything else?
I'm really interested into real estate, and then when I go to college, I'm going to go into a business major.
Business, all right. So you've got a good business head on your shoulders, I can tell. Nice to have you here. Good luck in the second half. Melwood, nice to have you guys here. John, tell us about Melwood. Where's it located?
Melwood is located near Upper Marlboro.
Yeah. And who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Fawcett, a great principal.
I like that, and I'm sure she feels the same way about you guys. And do you have any alternates on your team, John?
Yes, we do.
Who is that?
We have David Irby, and we also have Juliana Sordo.
Wonderful. So we'll bring out the alternates and your coach. Who is your coach?
Our coach is Mr. Jefferson. He's really smart.
Absolutely. I met him, and he's so enthused about this game, and you told me you've been practicing with him, and we're anxious to have him come out on the set here. John, tell me about yourself. You're an athlete. You like to play lots of different sports. Do you have a favorite?
Well, my favorite is really basketball.
Basketball. All right. Do you play on an organized team?
No, but I will play it next year.
I like your confidence. And if you're not out there playing ball, what do you do in your spare time?
Well, I read and learn by just watching TV or reading books by myself.
Wonderful. You're a well-spoken young man. Good. I can see why they made you the captain. Now, Brianna, you're also an athlete. You play soccer. And what team do you play for?
Future Soccer Club.
Yeah. And what are you interested in doing when you get older?
I'm interested in becoming a meteorologist.
Yeah. And you got interested in that?
By when there was a tornado, and I've been interested ever since.
Yeah. Now, did the tornado damage any area around your home?
No.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, tornadoes are always interesting to look at if you're a storm chaser, if they're out in the middle of nowhere. But if they get close to civilization, we stand no chance, because those winds can be upwards of over 200 miles an hour, even worse than hurricanes. Good luck to you as you pursue that career. Deja, nice to have you with us. Tell us the Deja story. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, other than cleaning, and I like to draw, and I do martial arts, mixed martial arts at Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts Academy in Camp Springs.
Wow, so you're into physical fitness. You've got to be fit to do that. What do you want to do professionally someday?
I want to be a doctor and or a nurse.
And you're a nurse. And you've already picked out a college, haven't you?
Yes, Frostburg University.
Yeah, because you have a relative that goes there, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Nice to have you on the program. Get back to the game. 80 for Barnaby Manor, 85 for Melwood. Lots of points to give away. All the tough ones are left. Still anybody's game. Last correct answer came from John. John, start us out.
May we please have dateline signs for 10, please?
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, the Higgs boson is the so-called God particle that somehow gives mass to other particles. And because of that discovery, 3 men recently won the Nobel Prize in what science field? Barnaby Manor, they gave the Nobel Prize in what field to those men? Yes, sir.
Chemicals.
Not chemical. Good try. Not the Nobel Prize in chemistry, but the Nobel Prize in what science field for discovering that particle?
Physics.
Physics is right, yes. Good comeback. You get the points, Melwood. Go. John.
May we please have dateline signs for 5?
Dateline for 5 points. Team, an 11-year-old's microbrewery experiment is destined to fly aboard the International Space Station so that the astronauts can make their own what alcoholic beverage? Barnaby Manor.
Wine.
Not wine. The 11-year-old's microbrewery experiment on the International Space Station will let the astronauts make what kind of alcoholic beverage, John?
Beer.
Beer, yeah. Microbrewery. Datron Brewery. That was your clue there. Go green.
May we please have body system for 10?
Body systems for 10. Body systems for 10 points.
Sorry.
For 5. Okay. I thought we had given that away. Teams, for 5 points. Your BFF, your best friend forever, is said to be joined to you at what bone that is also known as the pelvis? You two are joined at the what, Melwood?
Hip.
Hip. You got that right. Good answer. Go. Green.
May we please have Super 8 for 15?
Super 8, 15 points. Teams, a 2-part answer. 2 animals I'll need. Listen carefully. Because it's hard to get a blood sample, some scientists are now taking breath or blow samples from the blowholes of what 2 big marine mammals. What 2 big marine mammals have blowholes. And that's a better way to gauge their health because you can't really take blood from them easily. Datron, come on.
Whales.
And?
Dolphins.
Yep, whales and dolphins. Good. Thank you, Christian. You helped him out just when he needed it. Go. Red.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, a tree is classified as a tree because it has a single trunk covered with bark, and it comes back year after year after year. Just like plants that come back year after year after year, flowers, we know them by what P initial term? What P initial term describes a plant that comes back year after year after year, Melwood?
Petals?
Not petals, no. Something comes back every single year. What P initial term describes that, Barnaby Manor? Known as a perennial. A perennial. Something comes back just for 1 year is an annual, but each year is a perennial. Okay, you're getting into the harder questions. Go red. 95 to 105. You're still down 10. Close, though.
Super 8 for 5.
Super 8 for 5 points. Teams, this animal was loose at the White House last week. It's a sly animal that's normally loose in a hen house. Barnaby Manor, what animal am I talking about? Yes, sir.
A chicken.
No, not a chicken. Melwood, there was one of these animals loose at the White House last week. It's a sly animal that is normally loose in a hen house.
Turkey.
A fox. A fox in a hen house. That's one of the worst scenarios possible. But a sly fox, sly was your clue there. Because of the furlough, they didn't have anybody to catch it. All right. Maybe Bo chased it down there at the White House. Go, Red. Come on, let's get some answers here.
Body system for 15.
Body system for 15 points. And just a note of caution, don't ring the bell and then say, does anybody know anything? Because we're going to go right to the next team. Ring in only if you have an idea. This is body systems for 15 points. Teams, if you ever learn to ride a bicycle, and I imagine most of you have, even if you don't ride it for 10 years, when you hop back on, you'll be able to ride it just like it was the first day. Because what parts of your body are said to have memory? What parts of your body are said to have memory? Come on, Barnaby Manor.
Your brain.
Not your brain. No. Remember now, you're riding a bicycle. Even if you've never ridden it for years, even though you know how, you get back on because these body parts are said to have memory.
Legs.
Muscles. Muscles have memory. Muscles have memory because you need muscles to pump the bicycle. Okay, try again, Red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical for 15 points. Teams, in the new movie Gravity, astronauts are isolated in outer space. And it shows that they go from the Hubble Space Telescope and they fly over to the International Space Station. That could never happen in real life because they are both widely separated in different whats. Come on, Datron, different whats. Yes, sir?
Different categories.
Nope. Nope. Melwood? Those two space objects are widely separated in different whats, so you really couldn't go from one to the other.
They're in different areas?
Orbits. Orbit. You know, an orbit, when something goes around a planet or a star, the path, if you're not in the same orbit, you really are not that close. You can't get near to it. Okay, try again, Red.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. All right. If you've ever done an experiment with litmus papers, you'll know this. There's a lake in Africa called Lake Natron, and it has a pH of 10.5. That makes that lake very, very what?
Acidic.
Know what?
Acidic.
Not acidic. Okay, we've opened things up for you, Barnaby Manor. It's not very acidic. 10.5 means it's very what?
It's very clean.
No, it's very basic. Remember, if it's acid or base, it's very basic. Try again. Red?
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. A multiple choice question. Teams, there was a book a few years ago called The Hot Zone. It was about a terrible disease that is spread by touch. It's caused by a virus, and there's no cure. Was that disease known as E. coli, anthrax, or Ebola? Which of those three? All right. Barnaby Manor.
Ebola.
Ebola, that's exactly right. They think it originated with apes in Central Africa. Okay, and you know that there is no penalty for trying, and you did it. You got the points. You're in the lead. Datron, go.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, recently the woman who invented permanent press clothing died. She saved lots of housewives from having to iron material made of what material? That, yes.
Silk.
Not silk. Melwood, what kind of material do housewives no longer have to iron as much because of permanent press? It is a material that has fibers in and was once known as the king of the South.
Cotton?
Cotton, yeah. Permanent press cotton. Good answer. All right, go green.
Maybe have body system for 20, please.
Body system for 20 points. Teams, if he doesn't lose a lot of weight, the actor Tom Hanks will have to inject himself with insulin because he was recently diagnosed with a disease known as type 2 what? Melwood.
Diabetes.
Diabetes, yes, sir. All right, you're on a roll. 2 in a row. Go green.
Maybe please let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, you might remember last year there was a giant ocean liner with people on it, and it crashed into the rocks and it tipped over on its side, and it stayed like that for a whole year. Recently, they were able to right it, bring it back up, by using what kind of simple machine to make it come back up? What kind of simple machine did they have to use to get it upright again, Melwood?
Lever.
Not a lever. That's a good try. Come on, Barnaby Manor. Think of the simple machines. What would you use to turn a ship and bring it upright?
A pulley.
You got that right. Thanks, Christian. You were thinking they use a whole series of pulleys. Good. Go, Red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Teams, normally animals try to blend in with the environment, kind of get camouflaged. But down in Central America, there are tiny frogs that are so colorful you can't miss them. Why are they so colorful? What are they saying with that color? Melwood.
They're poisonous.
Yeah, stay away. They're dressed to kill. Eat me, you die. They might also be advertising for the ladies. All right, hey, look at me. I'm wearing, something fancy here. Good, go. Who answered that question correctly? The green team. John, go.
May I have science potpourri for 20, please?
Science potpourri for 20. Teams, you know if you do a science experiment, you have to have a very large sample size. Well, they're testing a new drug for something that causes young people to age very quickly, called progeria. There aren't too many kids like that, so the sample size is small. And then they wanted to give a drug to see if it worked, and instead of giving some of them drugs and others not, they all got the drug. The team that does not get the drug is known as what group? What group in an experiment does not get what everybody else is getting? If you've been in a science fair, you know this. Okay, Barnaby Manor, you rang in. What are you going to tell me?
They don't get the infection.
No, it's not that they don't get the infection. Everybody in the group that was being tested got this drug instead of half getting it and half not. The part that does not get the drug is normally known as what group? That's called the control group. You have a test and a control. All right, the buzzer has rung. That means our game is over. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away.
Hello? Hello? I've been on the street for a while. I saw your poster outside. I don't know what to do.
National Runaway Switchboard, how can I help? Call 1-800-RUNAWAY to make the connection.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. We hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here. Each team was extremely talented. We're proud of all of our players. Our final tally today is Barnaby Manor 135, Melwood 160. Congratulations to the green team, Brianna and John and Deja and Juliana and David, the two alternates. You don't look too happy. You guys can smile over there. And Mr. Jefferson, the smart man that John described, congratulations to you. I want to see some smiles over here at Barnaby Manor. We loved having you guys here. Montana and Daytron and Christian, you came back. You weren't going to let anybody take this game away from you. And Ann, congratulations to you. Also, another safety patrol. Dr. Lynch, their very proud principal, is right here. And Miss Guy, thank you for being part of our program. Please come back again, and we hope you come back next time to watch us on Science Bowl. Bye-bye now.